Shavua Tov, Boker Tov, a good Erev Hanukkah. And everybody should start spinning their dreidels, or dreidel their spin.
It must be a good Maccabee one for Hanukkah.
There is,
spinning
absolutely.
The dreidel.
Absolutely.
Depends upon the spin.
That's a pin. Okay, we want to start the shir with wishing a refuah shlema, the Yehudis Bas Shlomis. Am I correct?
Yehudit Bat Shlomit.
Okay, Yehudit Bat Shlomit. Whatever way, Ashkenazis, Sfardis.
That's her name. That's her name. You're supposed to say the name.
It's the name. You're supposed to, the Havara, is that what you're telling me?
That's the name. It's where they call the person.
Okay, but some people call Yehudis. She might be known as Yehudit. But anyway, see that? We always start off with something.
I have another niece.
Right.
Whose name is Yehudis, and they call her Yehudis.
Not as opposed to Yehudit.
As opposed to Yehudit.
Okay.
If you're davening for somebody, you should say the name.
As long as you don't say Judith,
Yeah, that's true. We're in agreement about that.
Okay, and it's Yehuda, or Yehuda HaMaccabi, and Yehudis. Yehudis was the one who we eat chalav, right? Because of Yehudis. She bumped off the big
cheese.
Oh, that's very good. You just came up with that one, huh? Well, everybody smile and say Gvina cheese. Anyway, I want to mention the fact that we have two.
Not to be confused with chintzy.
Okay, we go back to that with a TZ as opposed to C. Okay. I want to start off with yard site that took place on Chav Gimel. Today's Chav Daled, Erev Hanukkah. So on Chav Gimel, Kislev was the yard site of Anne's, my dear wife's aunt, and Marty in Boston, his aunt, and Lionel's mother, Lionel in South Africa. By the way, Lionel is still looking for my sitter in South Africa, but I told him we found it.
He can stop looking.
Stop looking. Anyway, Eileen Paulty Stein, Elisheva Bas Shabtai, was born in 1919 and passed away at an early age of 1962. She played an active role in Jewish communal affairs in Petersburg. She was raised in her home in Jewish values and in Zionism, Havat Zion. She had an active role in ladies' activities in Petersburg. She used her accounting skills and helped Jewish Zionist organizations. And she ran the business office in her father's, that's Anne's grandfather's, large dealer store, which they had with a gigantic clock known in Petersburg in those days. And she did lots of chesed. Her family relationships were important, and therefore, I mentioned she's also the grandmother of Bracha and Ilana. Actually, yes. Okay, so the Neshama Zahav and Aliyah. Now my Chavrusa, the one who I learned with early in the morning. I told everyone you're invited. We have someone from Texas, Elio, is part of our group in Texas. He joined our group, and we learning now Sefer Hasidim.
That you learn that live?
We learned that live.
Somebody from Texas joins you live?
Well, he's just went to Texas. He actually is a Kosel Chavrusa. He sits when I learn with Bentzi. Bentzi's in Shari Chesed, and today's Bentzi's father's yard site, Yaakov Tuvia ben Baruch Altman, and I had the schus of just like Tzvi is giving me a ride. I used to take him, part expression, take him for I take him.
I don't take you for a ride.
I don't know. We take Torah belechtach v'derech. Absolutely right. I stand corrected. Anyway, he was born 1920 and was nifter 2009. He was a close Talmud of the Satmar Rav, and unfortunately, he lost his first wife and a 1-year-old child in the Shoah. He got remarried after the war and moved to Eretz Yisrael in 1949, and then to Montreal in 1951, and then landed up in Far Rockaway, where we got to know Ben Sion, and I got to know Tuvia. Even though I'd known Yaakov Tuvia, I knew him. And he was a very good friend of the Solitzer Rav, which is on Beach 9th Street, if you want to go to the shtibel there. Solitzer. He never missed a Vasikin minyan and an early morning mikveh. Till his last day, he used to go to the mikveh and daven Vasikin. He was nifter as the sun rose on Erev Chanukah, Erev Shabbos, after saying Shema and Bruchas Shakol Neh B'Dvaro. And of course, he's also the grandfather of Brooke, who's a very important member of our group. So the Neshamos are home. Neshamos shall have an aliyah. And today is the yard site of the Stei Chemet, the Chaim Cheskia Medini, and also Rav Steinman. And I got a note from Panovich saying that we should give donations to the Zecher Nishmas Rav Steinman, who was a Rosh Yeshiva. I'll talk about him in Panovich. And who else do we have today? If I could read my handwriting. Moshe ben Menachem Mendel Panet. We talked about Yecheskel the other day. Okay, we should say our... wait. I want to start off with a Dvar Torah about Chanukah. I think it's important to... And Rabbi Biraman brings it down in Melech's Be'er HaTorah. If you can barely say this. It says, Ki chol mahus HaChanukah hus chachus. אנחנו נדבר קצת בעברית עוד פעם. ועבודתו יסברך שבתוך חמימוס וסלבוס. והנה פוסקים חידשו, מדוע קבעו חז"ל את ימי חנוכה רק להלל והודאה ולא למשתה ולשמחה. אוקיי? ואילו פורים נקבע ליום משתה ושמחה. ותירץ הבח, כי עיקר הגזירה בפורים הייתה בני שנהגו בגופם מסעודה של עושה רשע, וכיוון שהפגם היה בגוף, על כן ננשו בגזירס כליון הגופים. דהיינו להשמיד להרג לעבד את כל יהודים, רחמנא ליצלן. ועל כן יושבו בתיינס לאנוס את גופם עד שנסבט להגזירה. לפיכך, כאשר עינו את גופם וצומו 3 ימים, ועשו תשובה, נסבט להגזירה. וגם היונטב שנקבע לדורס, תוקנו בו ריבוי אכילה ושתייה שהם צורכי הגוף, כדי לזכור עיקר הנס. אבל חנוכה, I say, Ika Xera, Chanukah, na 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 da da da, Chanukah, da 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 da. But nay, shenisrashlu ba'avoda. While Kain nenshu shebitlu behem avoda shehi sarchei nefesh kedidanya bebraisa shegozru evonim al bitl korban hatomid v'timut kol hashmonim bitlum mehadlik neiros hamanora mishum hachi. I say, derech hazrosam b'tshuva al yidei shemasru hashmonim et nafshem al avoda kamo Kain. Hoshim Hashem al-Yidei Konim Ovdei Avoda Beveis Hashem v'Asalahem Neis B'Neirus V'Gam L'Doros Kavul Hadik Neirus Tachas Ir L'Mas Nafsham Al-Kim Avoda L'Halal L'Hodos L'Kodesh Baruch Hu She'Aviu She'Belev Ad Kan Dvorim Shel Habach Avot Tama Hashem Yishmo Shalom Atzinu B'Shum Makom She'Hechsiva B'nei Yisrael Filu Korbanecha B'Yomim Mehem It came B'men Yisrael Shlu B'Avoda Ela Mavor, Shavada Ikriva B'nai Yisrael Korbanos Ela Shisn Rashlu Klamar Ha'izah Mitoch Krirus Ubetzal Sosan Atzlus Mitov Mitzvahs Anoshim L'Lamoda Belos Oris Rikshus Pnimius Alev Okay, Nigzer Aleim Levatel Es Avoda Kasher Shmonim Basum Navsham Lechidush Avoda Harei Bezeh Tiknum Es Pgam Mikora Shochichu Shavoda Yikra Yikora b'eneihem ad shemuchanim limsor et nefesh b'odah al kain higdel kadosh baruch hu lasos imohem gam fefela b'nitzachon al yevonim. Evanta davot. It's lavus. That's what we need, lavus, and we should get enthused. And even though Tzvi is going to be angelic, he's going to get his coffee, we have to say it to Ilim.
The reason that it's particularly kashor to Chanukah is lavus. The Russian lahav.
That's what lahav is. Lahav, that's right. Lahav is the flame to be engulfed with the Eish HaTorah. That's what Ner Tomid. Rega. Haroga b'Ner. Talmid Chachamim v'Gam Kein Eish das Lomo.
And what does Rashi say? What's Haragil Bener going on?
No.
What does Rashi say?
No.
Shabbos and Chanukah.
Shabbos and Chanukah. Rugil. Okay. And with that, we got to start Ayin Beis and your favorite Mizamir, because whenever it's
Moshe Chabusha.
No, it's not. It's the other one.
We want Moshe. We want Moshe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you got to get this guy. Whenever it's a long one, I go with him. יושיע לבני אביון וידכא עושק יראוך עם שמש ולפני ירח דורים ירד כמטר על גז כרביבים זרזיף ארץ יפרח בימיו צדיק ברוב שלום עד בלי ירח וירד מים עד ים ומן נהר עד אפסי ארץ לפניו יכרעו ציים ואויביו עפר ילחכו מלכי תרשיש ואיים מלכה ישיבו מלכי שבה וסבה אשכר יקריבו וישתחו לו כל מלכים כל גויים יעבדוהו, כי יציל אביון משבע, ואני אין עוזר לו. יחוס על דם אביון, ונפשות אביונים יושיע, מתוך חמכם יגדל נפשם, ויקר דמם בעיניו, וכי וייתן לו מזהב השבע, ויתפלל בעדו תמיד, כל היום יברכהו, יהי פיסת בר בארץ בראש הרים, ירעש כלבנון פריו, ויציצו מאר כסף, הארץ יהי שמו לעולם, לפני שמש ימנו נשמו, ויתברכו בו כל גויים, יעשו ברוך אדוני אלוהים, אלוהי ישראל, עושה נפלאות לבדו, וברוך שם כבודו לעולם וימלא כבודו את כל הארץ, אמן ואמן. תפילות דוד בן ישי. I think we'll wait for the three to come back, and then we'll sing Achenu together. And at this point, we're going to start saying a little of our yard sites. We're going to mention also, even before that, we'll mention the Cholim, because we did mention Yehudit Bat Shlomit, and now we also have Avram Chaim ben Yehudis, Chana Pnina Bas Chava Sprinza, Malka Bas Rivka, Yosef Azriel ben Chaim Machal, Yisrael Zev ben Mina Rachel, Sora Bas Talia Mem, Binyamin ben Daniel Margalis, Dina Lina Bas Esther Saba, Chaim Daniel ben Hodaya, Yosef ben Avitel Pasya, Yaakov Moshe ben Gladys Katon, Arya Leib ben Chai Tova, Binyamin Mordechai ben Rachel, Nisim ben Ofra, Michal Naomi ben Sarah, Aaron Tzvi ben Nechama, Barak ben Tamar, Yisrael Inbal ben Esther, Ashir Rus bas Rivka, Pinchas Daniel ben Leah, Moshe ben Freda Leah, Chaim Yisrael ben Freda Hadassah. For Zivug Noah, the Shteitel bas Leah, and Pesach Mordechai ben Chana. For Zivug Noah, Shalom ben Bela, Yehudas bas Chana Rachel, Yaakov ben Rus, Avraham Shalom ben Rachel, Tamar bas Sephora, Malkiel ben Esther. Okay, now we could talk about, we'll start with the Stei Chemed. Reb Chaim Chizkiah ben Raphael nolad b'Yerushalayim, ב-1832, ונפטר בחברון, ביום כ"ד כסלו, ב-1904, שהיה בן י"ג, 13, כבר נסמך, קיבל סמיכה, רב חיים חזקיה לאורו, הוא נשא לאישה את רבקה בס לונה, כמעט כל גדולי דור באו לחופה. רב חיים ניסן, אבולופיה שלח אותו לקושטא אל בני משפחתו העמידים, אבל רק לתקופה קצרה היו לעזרתו. נתמנה לדיין בקושטא, אחר כך נבחר לרב ראשי בקרסטובת, אחרי שכיהן שם 33 שנה, שב בשנת 1889 לארץ ישראל. אמנם לאחר פטירת רב רחמים חיים פרנקו, אילצו לקבל משרת חכם בשי, ובית דין בחברון. שם יסד כולל ותלמוד תורה, פיזר צדקה, כמעט מעל יכולתו. היה גאון וקדוש, גם הישמעאלים נתנו לו כבוד רב ויראו ממנו משנת 1891 נתמנה לרב הכולל בחברון. יצאו לאור בחיי המחבר מקצותם קשה לתאר איך איש אחד יצר את כל ספרי שדה חמד. רוב חלקו יצאו לאור בחיי המחבר מקצותם אחרי פטירתו. רב חיים חזקיהו העדיף לכהן בעיר רחוק מהיישוב במשכורת מועטת, מונע מעצמו מלקבל הזמנות מקהילות נכבדות, כדי לקרב רחוקים לתורה ויראה. התפרנס בצמצום, אבל בכל זאת, כשהשיא ביתו הוא סירב לקבל נדבה מכמה אוהביו שביקשו לעזור אותו. מחיבוריו, מכתב לחזקיהו, פירש על משנייס ועל ש"ס, ושל תשובס אורלי, והפיקס הצודה, פרקוסס נעים זמירוס. רב חיים חזקיהו הקדיש את ספריתו, השירה לבית חולים משגב לדח. הוא שאלה, במכתב לחזקיהו יש השאלה עומד בתפילת 18, והציבור כבר גומר ממתין לו עד שיסיים, רצה לרמוז שיתחיל השץ איזה מן שתי הדרכים עדיפה, או לרמוז ביודו שנושא רשוס, או להפסיק פציעות אחריה. התשובה, אחרי הדיון אם בכלל מותר להפסיק על ידי רמיזה, מסיק בשתי הדרכים נכונות, אבל רמיזה ביד עדיפה על הפציעות. Okay, before I want three to come back, we're going to sing Achenu, but I also want to talk about Aaron Rav Steinman with him present. Moshe ben Nachum Mendel Panat, Amidesh, נולד ב-1843 ונפטר ב-1903 בגיל 18, הרבה של אורשיב, ב-1885, אדמו"ר השלישי בשושלת דש. בנו יחזקאל, מחבר פונים יחזקאל. אוקיי. היורצייט הזכרנו יחזקאל ביום ערב שבת. אוקיי. אנחנו רוצים להגיד על רב שטיימן, אבל לפני זה אולי נתחיל את הנדחי ישראל של היום. אנחנו לומדים על הנואף והנואפס. אנחנו מדברים על פרק ח' בנדחי ישראל, שאומרים שמי שהם עוברים על 10 הדיברות, ואנחנו על לא סיגנוב. למה זה לא סיגנוב? כמו מים גנובים ינתוקו. זאת אומרת, אם הם עושים דבר כזה, זה כמו לגנוב. ולא שענה בריך את שקר, שהוא נואף עם אישה, חברו, אם ארץ לבעלה ממך אני מעברס. אז זה גם כן דבר שקר. כי היא אומרת שמהבעל, אבל באמת היה עם הנואף. לא סחמוד. צרי מגיע, אז אנחנו נשיר ביחד אחינו. אחינו, כל בית ישראל, אחינו, כל בית ישראל, הנשונים בצרה, בצרה ובשביה, עומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם עליהם יוציאם מצרה, לרווחה מיפר לעורר, ומשיבת לגאולה עשה בגולה ובזמן קרים. נאמר אמן. אמרתי שהיום זה היורצייט של אהרון יהודה לייב בן נוח צבי שטיינמן הגרמל, שנולד ב-1914 ונפטר ב-2017. נולד
מתי הוא נפטר?
ב-2017, 2017.
Already 8 years?
נולד בקמניץ בגיל 11, למד בישיבס.
הוא נולד בגיל 11?
לא, אמרתי, הוא נולד בקמניץ. אמרתי שנולד בקמניץ.
בגיל 11,
ובגיל 11 למד בישיבס תורס חסד בבריסק. בגיל 16 למד בקוברין. ב-1931 חזר לישיבת תורס חסד. ב-1932 למד בישיבת קלצק אצל רב אהרן קוטלר, ושב אחר כך לישיבת תורס חסד. Okay, you're in a rush, so therefore we will continue.
Rushmore.
And I'll forgive you for not saying the Yiddish. I didn't even say that Yiddish.
No.
Okay, so no Yiddish today. Okay, so that's the name.
Garnish mit garnished.
Garnished mit garnished. as long as we have the mit garnished. And everyone should wish everybody Chaim Tovim,
Chaim Tovim.
Chaim Urim. Delightful.
Kol Tov. A lichtigen Erev Chanukah.
A lichtigen, richtigen. Okay. And Neish Gadol Hayapo.
Oh.
Remember that. Okay, here we continue this year. A lot of interruptions, but we're going to finish. It's important to learn Torah during these days of Hanukkah. And, okay, let's continue. The weather is a little brisk. And we're going to mention, finish Rav Steinman, who was a Gadol B'Yisrael, had a shaykhus with Panovich. Okay. Okay. ב-1937 למד בישיבת עץ חיים בסוויצרלנד, מונטריי, סוויצרלנד. היה ראש מספתא. ב-1944 התחתן והתגלר בלוגאנו. ב-1945 עלה לארץ ישראל, לפתח תקווה. היה ראש ישיבת חפץ חיים בכפר סבא. ב-1955 ראש ישיבת פוניבז' לצעירים. ב-1965 ראש כולל פוניבז'. ב-1978 הקים ישיבת גאון יעקב. היה ראש ישיבה. ב-1998 300 ישיבה אורחים תורה. ב-2001 מנהיג ציבור ליטאי. מחבר איילת השחר, חסד מצוין people of Osman Gimel. אוקיי. עד כאן היורצייטים של היום. אז התחלנו את העשרת הדיברות, מי שעובר מנועף, אז עובר אנחנו הגענו על לא סחמוד אישס רעך, שכל מי שהוא חומד אישס חברו, ונועפת חומד כל ממון של חברו. זה שהוא is an adulterer is also a ganav. He covets the money. Ketzad, v'azoi, shehu no'ef ima, when he has illicit relations with her, v'holech v'hi and she gives birth to the illegitimate child, v'savar ba'ala hu beno, and her husband not knowing that she had an adulterous relationship, thinking that the son that was born is his son, ba lipoter min olam, when it comes to when he dies, osa daitaki, he makes a will, or morisha, and he gives his money to the illegitimate son, not knowing that he's not his son. B'chol asher lo, ve'eni yodea she'eni mimenu, v'nimtza chomed kol asher lechavero. So thereby, that money is stolen, is not really proper money, and it's therefore coveted. Zechor Yom HaShabbos Ketzad, Sharbei Pamim Kohen, Yesh Lo Kohenes Yisrael, Nichnas Aleho, V'hi Yoledis Mi Yisrael, that someone has relations with a Kohen, thinking that he marries a woman, and meanwhile the Noef is a Yisrael, and the Kohen was thinking that his wife gave birth to his son, who's a Kohen, the Gadol Mishamish Beis Hamikdash. So the son serves in the Beis Hamikdash b'Shabbos, even on Shabbos, Ve'eno El Yisrael, and he's really only a Yisrael. Nimsa Chilul Shabbos, because he's not really a Kohen proper, working in the Beis Hamikdash. So it is a Chilul of Shabbos. And now this horrific Maisa Shabrasha Echad, he brings that, Chavetz Chaim brings this terrible Maisa. Shechamad Eshishchino, that had his eyes on the wife of his neighbor. She was beautiful and intelligent, and kept talking with her, socializing with her, and even wanted to have relations with her, but she refused. Because she said, I'm married. One day, her husband went on a trip, and it was Erev Shabbos. Amar also Russia, Shabbos. On the night of Shabbos, he broke into the house, and he raped her, and then he killed her, as so that she would not reveal what he had done. The gun of Kol Masha B'bayis, and he stole everything that was in her house, and he took off. Over by his acts and what he did, he was over on Zachar Yom Shabbos Kacho. Of course, what he did on Shabbos, he was Mechal Shabbos. While Lo Sinov, of course, he was adultery. Lo Sirtzach, and he killed. Lo Signov, and he stole. Lo Sachmod, and he coveted the Machar. So the next day, Boish Chainim, and they saw how he broke in with the tunnel. Nichnasu L'bayis, they came into the house of Matzu as Isha Shehi Nareges, and they came in and found the body of the woman that she was killed. Amru Mi Asazos, and they said, who could have done this? They said, only that neighbor. Karu, so they summoned him. Amru Lama Asitazos, why did you do this? Amru Lahem, Ani Nishba, I swear lachem, Shalo Asisi, I didn't do it. Nichlas Beis HaKnesset v'Nishba Lahem. And he went into the shul and he swore, most probably on the Torah, Ani Nishba lachem, Shalo Asisi. Well, Lo Sisa, and by doing that, of course, Lo Sisa Hashem Lavav, he swore falsely. Ma Asar, so what did he do? Sachar as Adam, he hired false witnesses. Shel Sheker of Yadido, Achad Mishchenad. So he pinpointed, he said, you know who's responsible? This other neighbor. Shehu Asa, that he did of Ara Losana, and by doing Losana Recha Et Shakar, he performed another of the Seres Adibros. Pishvashu as a Davar of Yodeh Shehu Asa, Kol Masa. They investigated and found out that he was the one who really did it. V'nishara Shalo Yargu, and he was feared that he should not be killed, or Barach Lo, and he fled, and therefore he abandoned his parents. He violated the fifth commandment. So what caused him to trespass on all of the 10 commandments? Al Shechamad es Arayas, because he wanted to do illicit relations. This is what this Perek Chaf is all about, telling the severity of people who Yehoreg al Yavo, person should rather die than commit arayas. Lamdacha, shemitzvah gores mitzvah, v'arer gores mitzvah. Remember, if you do a mitzvah, you'll end up doing another mitzvah. But if you do an aveira, like he did, he wanted to have relations on Shabbos, he'll end up killing her and stealing and swearing falsely. Chen kol arayas onshin chamor anot. That's why having adultery and illicit relations is a very severe, grave sin. Shekain achad kulan kasiv. Afterwards says v'nichas shula nefesh anafosh osos mekerav amam v'hizir gam al yidei neviav kamo dechsiv. It says in Malachi Yud Beis Yud Beis Kichila Yehuda es Kodesh Hashem Asher Ohav Ubal Bas El Nechar Ksiv Basrei Kores Shem Leish Asher Yaseno V'da She'esh Ot Siba Gdola HaMevi LaAdam She'yeh Lo Hefker Isur Arayas V'hu Ha'idei Nivul Peh. And the Chavetz Chaim warns you that when Avera Goreres Avera, he said, what brings people to illicit relations and to treat lightly obscenity? By talking obscenely. Ki yadua sha'yidei midas habusha yesh al adam yiras Hashem. If a person has the Vaishanim, they say a Jew has the midah of being shy, modest. So if a person has busha, midas busha yesh al adam yiras Hashem, person fears Hashem shiurei v'achto, and he has fear, he will not sin. V'zu amida nikba b'uma Yisrael. So that's something that's been implanted, instilled in the Jewish nation. B'mamad har Sinai shirad Hashem az ba'anan v'nigla alehem. As we experienced on Har Sinai, the fact that we were makabel the Torah, and we had a certain amount of shame and self-respect. The person who uses obscenities will eventually lead to all these other averas. Avera, goveres, avera. Okay. Chag Sameach!